Emotions can build or destroy, weaken or strengthen, make or break. It all depends on how you use them. We call civilization the intelligent management of human emotion. That's it. The power, given an intelligent direction and objective, can accomplish spectacular things.
We human beings have got the ability of self-awareness. We can become aware of our emotions. We have got the ability for self-analysis. We can think, is this emotion beneficial for me or not? We have got the ability for self-determination. I will choose this emotion, I will not choose this emotion. These are the faculties that make us human. That means even if negative circumstances arise, we can choose the thoughts and feelings that we will harbor towards them.
Life is rough. You can allow it to destroy you, or you can allow it to build you up. Draw the line, ladies and gentlemen, and just say enough is enough.
Get out of that narrow-mindedness. Get out of that defeated mentality. Get away from that circle. Get away from those people that don't wish you any good. Get away from those people that don't want you to succeed. Get out of the tent. Get out!
What happens to your life, regardless of the adversity, regardless of the opposition, regardless of the trial and tribulation, nothing can stop you. The only thing that can stop you is you. No situation, no circumstance, no piece of adversity can define your life. Never let a circumstance define you.
If you live on that shallow level of just always letting your flesh have its way, and I can tell you later on you're going to have some major regrets. Because the seeds we sow today, we're going to reap in the future. If you allow yourself to just go around being upset and impatient and stressed out, later on it's going to catch up to you. Later on it's going to affect your health.
The biggest challenge is to know what's happening. This is a part of this thing we call life. This too shall pass. And maintaining perspective, putting it in perspective. See, a lot of us, because of our limited vision of ourselves, a lot of us who begin to focus on problems and enable them to overwhelm us, we begin to think that we have no options. We begin to believe that there's no way out. Repeat after me, there's always a way. I'm unstoppable. This will not get me down. You got to find ways to increase your sense of self-appreciation, because if you don't, you're bombarded with negative stuff every day that beats you down, and you will find yourself unconsciously engaged in self-destructive behavior. If you don't program yourself, life will program you.
You got to get grounded. You've got to train your mind to serve you. Just make up your mind. This is not going to control you.
You're going to get up some mornings and feel like being depressed, feel like going around in a bad mood. At times you'll get caught in traffic and feel like being impatient, feel like getting upset. See, the feelings are always going to be there. But we've got to learn how to follow wisdom and do what we know is right and not just follow our feelings around. I heard somebody say, I can feel my emotions rising, but I made a decision not to get on board. And that's a good way to look at it. Just because you can feel those emotions doesn't mean you have to get on board. And to be disciplined means to do the right thing when you feel like doing the wrong thing.
Taking deep breaths engages the parasympathetic nervous system and sends signals to our body that soothe the threat response, putting us back into a more relaxed state. So when you notice some tension or anger in your body, first practice slowing things down by taking deep breaths. A well-known study conducted at UCLA found that when you name your emotions, it puts the brakes on your physiological dysregulation and calms the amygdala hijack. So when you notice anger, without judgment say, I feel angry, or I feel tension in my shoulders. Do it differently. When you find yourself erupting with anger, try feeling compassion. When you find yourself stuffing anger, try using your whole body to safely feel it. When you creatively embody anger, it can help you begin to resolve past traumas and support you in getting to know your boundaries. And finally, inquire. Your anger has been trying to tell you something, and it's time to listen. When we begin to own anger in our body, we can start to thaw the parts of ourselves that have been locked and frozen in trauma. Anger heals trauma. And finally, anger urges us to come out of denial and see clearly. But we can't just stop there. Anger hangs around until we take action on what we see. Anger inspires action. Just imagine what it might look like if so many more of us were in healthy relationship with our anger, exercising our power wisely, and channeling this vital energy towards improving our lives and the world around us. So the next time you feel angry, will you pause, take a deep breath, and get to know this potent ally?
So, when compulsive thoughts and emotions come, first and foremost thing that you do is, you simply see them for what they are. You don't try to resist them. The moment you resist, they will multiply. In this mind, you don't have subtraction and division, you only have addition and multiplication. So, what you need to do, one thing is, just understand that thought and emotion are just a recycle of the data that is already there, something that you remember, a little bit of practice to create a little distance from your physiological processes and your psychological processes come. But if you try to handle individual thought and emotion, they will multiply thousandfold.
You have got to make a declaration that this is what you stand for. You're standing up for your dreams, you're standing up for peace of mind, you're standing up for health. You want it, and you're gonna go all out to have it. It's not going to be easy. When you want to change, it's not easy. If it were in fact easy, everybody would do it. But if you're serious, you'll go all out and say, in spite of this, I'm in control here.
The pressure in your life right now has a purpose. It's not crushing you. It's pushing what's on the inside of you out. It shows you who you are.
If you don't like how it is for you, change it. If it doesn't suit you, change it. If it doesn't please you, change it. If it isn't enough, change it. And I challenge you to do that because you can change. See, you don't ever have to be the same again after tonight, only by choice. You must learn to handle the negative. Don't ignore it, handle it. You don't have to live in it. You don't have to dwell on it, but you do have to handle it.
And as you crawl up and out of that dismal and wretched place, as you rise above what you were, and as you take the form of who you are supposed to be, you will see that in the very act of standing up, in the very act of fighting on, you will become and you will remain unbroken.
I will not stop in the middle of the process. I will not be defeated. I will not be destroyed. I will take everything that happens in my life and I will allow the pain to push me to greatness. You will not break me. You will not stop me. You will not defeat me.
What I need you to do is I need you to find a reason to keep going. And if you can find a reason to keep going, I know you're strong enough to do it because you're human. And every human has what it takes to get past whatever they're going through if they decide to. Push through it. Push through it. Tragedy and trials come to everybody. Only the strong survive.
The fight isn't over. The fight is just beginning. You have the opportunity to show the world what you are really made of.